Alright, now take two. So we'll get those wires in there, and as we move them along, we'll just snap that housing closed. Spin the breaker around here. Okay, and then we're just basically going to route these wires along the back of the programmer. You can see some other wires there that are following the same path, that are coming from the same housing you're going, and you're going to just basically follow them right around the same way, which I'll go ahead and put the camera down so I can go ahead and do that. Okay. So I'm just taking care not to damage any of the wires in here as I'm moving this around. Just getting it behind the circuit board, basically the same path all the other wires are following. From there, you're going to take the housing. You'll notice that it has a little rounded side. That side's going to go towards the right hand, and there will be basically a connector here. Let's see if we can get a close-in shot of that for you. Look, you see right where it's got to plug into. And actually on the circuit board itself it says neutral for N for neutral. You may or may not be able to see that from where your units are. Sorry about that, I had that backwards. From where you're positioned, but just make sure that goes in all the way. It's flush with the other connectors. Okay, so once you've done that, you just basically get the wiring up in there so it's not going to get caught or pinched. You can reconnect the programmer with the 4 countersunk screws that you removed. You may have to move the programmer just around a little bit to get those caught. They're actually screwing into like a rubber boot almost that has threads in it, and they aren't always solid. They're not always right in the same place. You may have to just kind of move it around a little bit to get it caught on there. It's just the way it's made. And then once you tighten up all those screws, make sure you tighten those all up so that they're flush, because the cover will rest right along this plane here. Okay, once you've done that, you basically reinstall the wire cover, which there's a little groove for that it slides down into, and there's a little tab at the top that it locks into. And then again, I'm able to flip my breaker around because I have it on a bench. Might be a little trickier for you, and then basically from there you just reinstall the cover, which can be done by just holding this down, sliding that through, and then tightening the 5 screws again. And that's basically it. And now the unit is set up for 4th wire ground. You see it has the T1, T2 connectors. Then you're just going to wire your wiring into the coupling housing that looks just like that. And as your wires are connected to the T1, T2 spot, you're going to just engage those, and there's little snap arms on the side that you have to actually get in there to lock in there. Okay, like that, and that's what you should look like when you're done. Obviously, you'll have 2 wires coming out for the transformer connection, but that's basically it. And then setting up the programmer is quite easy. You're going to just basically use the power button, and you're going to hit the menu button. As you can see, the lights, and then basically go to the setup mode. And you're just going to keep scrolling along until you find your settings, and it's just going to give you the flexibility to change it to whatever amperage sizes you have, long time settings, delays, instantaneous pickup settings, all the variety of options that most programmers these days have. And you're just going to kind of move along until you find settings you do or you don't want to change, and then when you get to the end, I'll just quit now, and then we can save the settings. In this case, I'm not going to save these settings because this unit has already been set up previously. And that's pretty much it. So that's how you install a neutral sensor assembly on a Master Pack breaker for an ETC Q-Series trip unit.